massive hit. Oh, they've clipped. Off. How he held on to that, I don't know. This is the biggest crash in RGL history. He's out of control and into the wall. Brace yourselves, this is going to be action-packed. Hi and welcome to the RGL Forza Championships for 2013, and it is now time for the final round of the development series, the final race for the year. All boils down to this: the fastest car yet to appear, and it's the Peugeot ST908 in the R1 class, and next to no room to make much in the way of upgrades with this vehicle for the drivers. Yeah, there's a little bit they could toy around with, but I think most drivers went in without any changes to the vehicle and just worked on a few tunes. And it is a rear-wheel drive, obviously, and the aspiration remained as is. So looking forward to this final round, and the last time we'll see the development series in this format, and also the series generally will change going into 2014. More on that though later, and also you'll be able to find more info at the RGL Australia website. And this time round they're tackling Suzuka's circuit, the full layout, 5.81 kilometres of this very technical and very popular motor racing track. And looking at the championship, obviously Twistie Corners has all but sewn up first place in the title, barring a DNF and some rather large penalty points. He just needs to really finish this race in any position at this stage. We're looking though at qualifying, and once again we see a bit of a pattern here with some of the drivers that were slower in the start, jumping up a little bit further up in the grid, with Scavenger notably in P4, and SR Ninja's been finding pace generally over the last few rounds of the season, and also Gundam getting a decent qualifying time along with Elsimo. Normally those places are taken up by the likes of Highboy, Jake Mo and NoRecoil, and also Catters there. He did have a faster time, would have put him ahead of P9, but obviously couldn't get a clean race out. So we're about to get underway with the final race. This should be pretty exciting. Very fast cars. Here we go. 2 red lights. All the lights are on, and now they are out. Away we go. Everybody off to a clean start. No one really stalling, or oh, someone's just tapped the wall. I think that might have been Jake Mo. And recoil, I believe, for Taztec off the track, going around that corner. All a little bit untidy here. Elsimo stepping out a bit. Recoil's managed to get back on the track pretty quickly. He's lost a few places. And Highboy is on the hunt behind, I believe, Elsimo. Scavenger there, dropping a place to Gundam. And Bretley, look at this for a jump. Already got about 3 or 4 car lengths on Twistie, so he's going to have a lot of work cut out for him if he wants to peg this one back. And if you had noted there, Bretley did have the pole position tied up for this. And oh, Elsimo deep under brakes, almost clipped the back end of Scavenger by the look of it. And meanwhile Fear Racing flies away, now on board with Twistie Corners, who's getting hounded by SR Ninja for HD Motorsport. His teammate not far behind. Ooh, Ninja just a little bit wide on that turn there. And coming into extremely fast corner, taken without any release of the throttle. Shows that these cars are tuned very well and the drivers have got their apexes nutted out perfectly. and it looks like Gundam's starting to back up Alcimo and Scavenger, I believe. And now just watching, looks like Catters and you're watching. And for Bretley with the fastest lap, standing lap of 150, and Catters all over the back of you're watching for APRT Vic. And he's overshot it, probably following him, and then another one. Oh, something else has happened here. That looks like Highboy in a bit of a mess, and it also looked like Recoil had gone off the track potentially again. I didn't get a good glimpse of that car, but Catters just losing a little bit under the brakes into that first turn. So this is Highboy we're watching. He spun around, oh, and smash. Can't make that out. Then that's Go Hard. Yep, Go Hard for APRT Queensland. Let's have a look on board for him. So he sees Highboy sliding out, and all the smoke has just made it a blind spot for him. He's come out of the smoke and found the Taztec Peugeot in his face. So Highboy was travelling very well up until that point, and I think that'll be deemed a racing incident in the end. Highboy did lose control himself. Not much Go Hard could do about that. And back on board now with Twistie Corners and up ahead. You can see Bretley flying away. Ninja just dropping off the back a little bit there. And deep under brakes for this tight chicane section before they do the final corner, which takes them onto pit straight. And we still have another 6 laps remaining as we complete the third one. The pit window has opened, and a few drivers I think did stop on lap 2, and Bretley just improving again as we would have expected. The first of the running laps at 145. I wonder whether they'll get into the 144s at all. And just checking the 9394 Studios leaderboard. Bretley, Twistie and Ninja, no change there. Gundam and Alcimo upper spots, so Scavenger has either pitted or he might have actually gone off the track or something there. No, he doesn't. He has pitted. And Catters moving up quite a few spots along with Queensland Rum Runner, which would have been a result of Go Hard and Highboy's incident on lap 2. And there we see, you're watching Recoil Highboy, and oh, jump ahead there. Jake Mo is out of the race, so he didn't even finish 3 laps and he is out of the race. Back watching the action, and Ninja started to catch up again with Twistie Corners, but here we go. This is on board with Scavenger. Oh, he's just gone too far, too deep under brakes, and there he is. He just got stuck in the bog spots, and now he's doing 360s. I don't think he really intended to do that, losing a lot of time in a lot of places. So maybe the I think perhaps the leaderboard was incorrect in saying that he pitted. He just lost a lot of time there. And here's our race leader once again. Oh, a little bit deep under brakes. He managed to pull up just in time. And there he is into the 144s on his third lap, so he may improve yet again. And now on board with Gundam 27. As he chases down Alcimo. So I wonder maybe something's happened there, because Gundam was ahead before. But Alcimo looks to have some pretty good speed. Oh, Alcimo off the track. He's just gone a little bit too deep, too hot into that final turn, and it's put him off the track. Gundam, nice easy gain for position there. And Alcimo will be spitting chips, because that's put him right in the clutches of, I believe, Queensland Rum Runner. Although based on times he should be able to account for the APRT Queensland driver. Shouldn't be too much of a threat. provided he doesn't make another mistake like that again. And also notable absences again, Pistol Fit not making it to the final few rounds of the season, which will be the case in the V8 Supercars. And also Relentless unable to make it. So Elsamo's been taking the fight on by himself for Nerd Motorsport, trying to maintain a high placing in the constructors titles, but obviously losing out to some of these other teams that have had their regular 2 drivers racing. So passing the halfway mark, we are back on board with our race leader in Bretley, who still has a decent gap to Twistie. So he really got a break in that first 1 or 2 laps, and now that gap has sort of maintained itself. And meanwhile Ninja has pitted, leaving Twistie out on his own, so with a little less pressure on, Twistie might be able to peg back the lead that Bretley has. But right now it is looking very healthy, and Bretley is just pretty much dominating at the moment. It will be interesting to see how the V8 Supercars go and whether or not Twistie can maintain his dominance in that series over Bretley. And now we have Scavenger, who, if we remember, went off the track and lost quite a lot of time. Alsamo had done a similar thing, losing his position to Gundam, and now Scavenger has the chance to make a pass on Alsamo. And he should be pretty confident about it. He did have faster qualifying times, so he definitely has the speed there. But again, with these cars, it only takes the slightest mistake, a little bit of back wheel spin, and on the exit of a corner, and you could lose yourself 4 or 5 car lengths by the time you reach the end of a straight. And Cat is just in the corner of the vision there. Ninja with the fastest lap time now, cutting down into the mid 144s. So Twistie will have to start thinking about his strategy here. If he doesn't get in soon, he may lose track position if Ninja can keep that pace up. And just another look. We'll see where the drivers are at with just a few laps to go. Bretley, Twistie and Gundam yet to pit. And now our leaderboard's correct with Scavenger yet to pit as well, and we're on board, and here's a cockpit view out of this beast of a car. Meanwhile, Queensland Run Runner is still ahead of Catters, gaining quite a few positions, with our main losers being Highboy and Go Hard. Jake Mo obviously out of the race, and Recoil, and you're watching in unfamiliar territory, qualifying well back in the field but moving up slightly thanks to that incident on lap 2. See the wheel control there. Scavenger not having to work overly hard there, which means he's got this car tuned very well. Ooh, just a little bit wide, but managing to keep 2 of the tyres on the black stuff, which probably saved him from losing more time. But he's not letting go of Alsamo here, and he's following him into the pit. Whoa! That is not how you enter the pit lane. Scavenger, big hit to the front. Meanwhile, Ninja clocks up another fastest lap, taking 200ths off his previous one. And here we go. This is it for position. It looks like Twistie's been able to match him relatively in lap times, and Ninja all over the back of him. He's got to do his best to put the pressure on while Twistie's got the cold tyres, because Ninja, all warmed up, ready to go, he should have this pace around these corners, and he does right now. Hound in the back of the APRT Vic driver, not letting go at all. If he can just maintain this, we know that Twistie's great under pressure, but he might just crack yet. But he looks like he's responded pretty well to this. Just getting a bit of a gap back on Ninja, a little bit of breathing room, and here's Ninja on board with him now as he hunts down Twistie Corners. Let's just have a look. Up in your left hand corner, that's on board with Ninja, and down the bottom right you can see both these cars going hell for leather across the Suzuka circuit. Oh, and it looks like Ninja's just made a little bit of a mistake there, because Twistie's just jumped away somewhat. I think he just, I was mentioning it before, just the slightest back spin of the wheels coming out of corners can cost you dearly, and that's really probably taken away a bit of the momentum for Ninja. And this is Catters. Oh, big hit. It looks like Queensland Rum Runner. Yep, it is here on board. He's just lost control and then bounced off the wall into Catters, and it looks like Recoil is the beneficiary here as they part ways. The Taztec driver just moseys on through, gains 2 positions, and meanwhile on board with Rum Runner, who's not having the best of laps here, just trying to get the car back on track, and that'll give momentum, I believe, to Catters. Oh, just a bit wide and still sticking on the grass. Yeah, that was Catters that got the position back off him after that incident. Oh, Catters, very sloppy exit, and that's giving Queensland Rum Runner another shot, and he's easily past him heading on to the final lap. Can Rum Runner actually hold off the Screwdrivers racing? Oh, back on board now, and you can see Ninja there. Fair way off of Twistie, so Twistie going into the final lap will have a pretty comfortable gap back to him, so he just needs to put out a very consistent lap. But Catters, yeah, will be trying his best to recover that position off of Rum Runner, and they actually hadn't started their final lap yet. They were a little bit further behind. Recoil circulating around by himself. Sporting the Petronas livery, similar to that by the Formula 1 now on board with our race leader, who is well ahead of Twistie, and you can see there's the gap back, and looks like Ninja's dropped back even further. Didn't even see him in that shot. But Bretley will notch up yet another win in the development series. It has been his stronger of the 2 series for 2013, performing better and generally, and having that speed. Had he not gotten as many penalty points in the earlier stages for the minor things, he might have been fighting for a much closer championship title. But nonetheless, he has dominated this one from start to finish, coming around to finish the final lap and the final race of the development series. Congratulations to Fear Bretley. Twistie Corners coming in second, with Ninja in third. Great end to the series, and we've been given plenty of action, plenty of drama, both on and off the racetrack. Let's just have a look at these standings now for this race, and there you go, Bretley a couple of seconds ahead of Twistie, and Ninja dropping back by quite a bit, and then a bit of a gap back to Gundam. Recoil coming up with the goods in 5th, so he jumped quite a few positions there. Alcimo and Scavenger in the end not having the best of races. Go Hard also didn't finish with Catters coming in the last of the drivers that completed the race. And the final standings for the year, here we can see Twistie Corners taking out the championship title by 172 points over Recoil, narrowly keeping position 2 off of Bretley by 1 point before it jumps back to Alcimo securing 4th. And then Ninja and Catters were very close in their battle. And we can see they're relentless at the very end, not really, only racing the first 2 rounds, well behind. And just having a look at the constructors titles, and no surprise there, Australian Precision Racing Victoria taking it out comfortably from Twistie Motorsport. Meanwhile, Scavenger and Catters managed to hold on to 3rd place. Congratulations to all the drivers. Thank you to everyone that's been watching this series for the year, and we will see you around. Goodbye.